Good morning. In 1985, China's shipbuilding industry did not exist. It's now the biggest in the world and is larger than the rest of the world combined. These were the largest shipyards in 2024, and Chinese shipbuilding companies own 7 of the top 10 spots. China's largest shipbuilder built more ships in 2024 in just 1 year than the entire United States shipbuilding industry built in the past 80 years. Last year, the White House issued policy changes to restore America's maritime dominance and to rebuild the maritime industrial base in the United States. Lots of new investment for the expansion of commercial shipbuilding and also for the military to beef up supply chains and for ship repair and to build new ports and shipyards. All of that is going to be expensive, and so the Trump administration announced high fees on any Chinese-owned or Chinese-built ships making port visits in the United States. This is from October, and those high fees were expected to bring in over $3 billion for this year, 2026. And from just those top 10 ocean shipping companies. Those funds would go to help pay to revive U.S. shipbuilding. Non-Chinese operators of ships built in China would be charged under a different formula. Those fees all add up to millions of dollars for each ship heading to the U.S. if it's either owned by a Chinese company or was built by one. So shipping companies started shifting their delivery schedules and their logistics around. We detailed how the shipping companies responded in that video, which we'll link to. Their first idea was to shift cargo to non-Chinese ships wherever possible, but those ships filled up fast, and so their costs went way up anyway. The delivery times to the U.S. also went up. Then Chinese regulators retaliated and announced high port fees for any U.S. ships heading to ports here. China had one problem, which is that the U.S. shipbuilding industry doesn't really exist at all. It's not possible to charge port fees based on whether the ship was built in the U.S. because none of them were. The United States is 0.1% of global shipbuilding, which means that American shipbuilders are 1/1000th of the world market. Here's how that looks on a chart of 1,000 dots. It's 50 across by 20 high. The Japanese shipbuilding industry is over 130 times bigger than the United States. China is bigger by over 500 times. So China instead targeted ships with U.S. owners. These are Wall Street firms, trading companies, and entities in offshore jurisdictions holding equity in ships that are flagged in other countries. That directive from China was dated 10 October and was written to hit American investment firms and shell companies with billions of dollars of fees on any of their ships coming this way. Exactly 1 month later, the Trump administration announced that the policy would be scrapped for 1 year on both sides. 10 November, implementation of the Section 301 policy would be suspended for 1 year, and Chinese retaliatory measures would also be removed. At year end, we were able to look back and see what effect, if any, all those policy moves actually had on the market. And it wasn't much. China's shipbuilding order book is in orange and the rest of the world is in gray. In April of 2025, the new fees were proposed, which would come into effect by October. But orders to Chinese shipyards went up again anyway. For full year 2025, China saw a small drop in market share of 4.6%. China continued to have the top share in 16 out of 18 major vessel types. And 2025 was the 16th year in a row that China led the world in vessel completions, new orders, and work in progress. Looking at that right there another way, in 1985, China didn't have a shipbuilding industry. By 2009, just 25 years later, China was building more ships than anybody. Now the first quarter of 2026 is done, and new orders for Chinese ships doubled year over year. Now China has an 84.9% share of the global market. South Korea at 12.8, Japan at 1.4. Looking at that another way, if we did this chart again after Q1, we need 849 red dots for China. The Koreans are up by more than half. Japan gets only 14 dots instead of 131. Lots of those new orders in the first quarter came from the oil industry. Chinese shipyards are benefiting from the U.S.-Israeli war in Iran. There are 2 blockades now at the Strait of Hormuz, and shipping companies need to buy a lot of new ships. Very large crude carriers can haul 2 million barrels of oil. Advantage tankers out of Switzerland previously contracted solely with South Korea, but placed a new order for 2 VLCCs from China. Mercuria Energy ordered 4 crude carriers and 2 long-range product tankers. A group out of Singapore ordered 8 VLCCs. Just those 3 companies are buying a total of 15 tanker ships. This is the most recent plan from the White House, and it runs 35 pages. A new maritime golden age, which will expand commercial shipbuilding and work with allied countries to pull some of that business away from China. But the order from Mercuria was for 6 ships, 4 VLCs and 2 LR2s. They'll take delivery by 2029 for an all-in contract price of $650 million. The order from the Swiss was for 2 ships. One will be delivered in Q2 2028, the other in 2029. Singapore will get theirs from 2028 to 2030. China's shipyards are online right now. They have enormous capacity that can scale up to meet giant, new, and sudden demand just from the oil industry. Chinese so-called overcapacity that Washington and European politicians are always on about means, in this case, that they can build ships that nobody else can, not even the big shipyards in Korea and Japan. Some senators wrote a letter to Trump that dropped before his big visit, urging the president to stand strong on shipbuilding and to hold China accountable and reverse the losses felt over the past 20 years by the American shipbuilding industry, to level the playing field and deliver for American workers and shipyards. We do not have a shipbuilding industry. We don't have American workers in shipyards that make commercial ships. They're either building for the Pentagon or not at all. That's what that tiny dot means at the top left corner. Fewer merchant ships are built in the United States than in China, or in South Korea, or in Japan. And also in Vietnam, the Philippines, Taiwan, Italy, or Germany. This is Dalian. Be good.